Do you want to learn about a high-tech, low learning curve, mobile-first authoring tool and learning management system that can help you create engaging learning experiences for free? Let me introduce you to Edapp. Hey, but before we get into the tutorial, I just have a word from our lovely sponsors, Quarius Learning. Quarius Learning's mission is to create learning experiences that provide holistic education to K through 12 learners and innovative training to corporations, government, and learning and development professionals. Quarius Learning is a young and up and coming learning and development company that has already worked with some of the largest companies in the world. If you would like to identify and correct inefficiencies in your company, visit QuariusLearning.com to talk to us. The link is in the description. Story time. The first time I used Edapp, it was for a math boot camp I held at the end of 2020. Now, I was so amazed at the fact that there was a tool that I could use to create interactive practice problems for my students and track their progress through the course. See, before I was giving my students, paper problems and emails and word problems that they had to send back to me, right? And it was a little difficult to track their problems. So Edapp came through. It was very, very, very convenient and actually very interactive as well. And I was able to track, my students' progress throughout the entire course. So that was a game changer for me, and I loved it ever since. So what you're seeing here is really actually a screen and it's like a screenshot of what the course looked like and what people saw and what the students saw as they went to the course. So the course was called Baba B's House of Math. Okay. And at this screen right here, the students were able to actually join the Zoom call. They had the link, they had when it started, they had the actual date also as for when the class was. So it just made it very convenient for the students to just come on this app and interact with the entire course. Now, on top of this, right? And I'll just click into here and I'll make sense of everything else that you see in a moment. But if you click into here, this is one of the lessons, one of the practice lessons that they could do. And so, right here, it says if you have trouble doing this lesson, watch lesson 1 in DV's house. But yeah, they were able to take out a sheet of paper, write their answer, type their answer or whatnot. And it just made it made it very convenient to track it and also see what students were having trouble with, but then also what were students avoiding as far as the practice problems that they had to do. So that was the first time that I interacted with Edapp. Now, as you can see, the course was a bit hybrid, half live and half online. So this app is pretty flexible, as you can see. So we're going to get into what we are going to learn today. By the end of this video, you will be able to create a course with lessons in Edapp. This is the first video of a series where you'll be able to track learner progress and engagement, which is super important. Share your courses with others, which you're going to have to share your courses with clients all right, and your learners. And you'll be able to learn how to use the AI creation tool, course creation tool within Edapp, which is super easy to use. But you'll be able to use it to draft a course. And this is a complete game changer when it comes to mocking up courses, showing prototypes, and just giving a visual of what the course would look like before you start a project. So, without further ado, we're going to get into it. But if you need to pause at any time throughout this video, feel free to do so. All right, let's get into it. Picture this. You are approached by the ID Workgroup team, and they would like to create a learning module for instructional designers who need to learn how to formulate more effective learning objectives. You perform a needs analysis before you start to determine whether this project is necessary. And after you receive the responses from the needs analysis, you determine that yes, the training is necessary. After some research, you suggest that Edapp is the best authoring tool for them, especially since they want a mobile-first platform. So they agree. After developing the curriculum and agreeing on the visual prototype you gave the ID Workgroup team, now you are creating their course. Go to the top right of your screen and hover over Create a Course. You have 4 choices. You can convert a PowerPoint to a course, create a course collection or multiple courses, create a course with AI, which we will look into later in the series, or create a course from scratch. In this video, we will create a course from scratch. In other words, a blank course. Now, for simplicity's sake, the course title is going to be How to Create Effective Learning Objectives. Okay? Okay. Okay, now we can actually go ahead and create a thumbnail, or we can upload one. Now, I will go ahead and create one. First, I gotta allow some cookies. All right, so let's go ahead and create one. And for the sake of time, just going to go ahead and go with the template. How about this one? All right. So we can go how to create effective learning objectives. Okay. Okay, so we have how to create effective learning objectives. Let's go ahead and just take this out. And now we keep this little accent or whatnot. Now, once you have the course here, right? And as you can see, I did another draft, which I'm actually going to go in here to show you the different ways that you can create lessons. All right. It's pretty cool. So let me go ahead and hit edit. Now, the first type of lesson that you can create is a standard lesson. Now, back in the day, when I first started Edapp about 3 years ago, this was really the only type of lesson that you could do. They did have some discussions and places where you can put discussions or whatnot, but to my knowledge, it wasn't already in here. However, it's in here now, so you know that matters. That matters not. It doesn't matter. So let's look at what a standard lesson gets you. So with a standard lesson, one of the great things about Edapp is that all of the interactions are preset. Okay, so that means you don't have to worry about triggers or logic or anything coding, nothing. right? If you are well versed in coding and if you are just experiencing that, you could create some customizations and use CSS to change the way things look in that app. But as far as the interactions, that's pretty much covered. So, on here we have a comparison, we have a bulleted list, expandable list, horizontal series, which is where a lot of these things are clickable or like touchable, right? And also swipeable. So keep that in mind. Okay, so you have a lot of different interactions here, and this is just for text. Now, when you get the image, boom, yeah, the interactions here. When it comes to images, right, you have an image map where you can click on different parts of an image. You have an image stack, scratch and reveal, right? You have different a media collection where you can put voice overs, you can put an image, and then you can put a video all on the same slide. Now, I will say this is, I mean, it's nice that you could do it, but the way that the content actually shows up, for me at least, it just it's not the best use of the content, I guess you could say, right? Or it's not the best configuration of content on the screen. But they do have a lot of great interactions. Also got video. Right. So the things that you could do with audio or with image, for the most part, you could do it with video as well. For the most part. Okay. Now let's look at, and then also before we even move on, actually, this can also be integrated with YouTube and Vimeo. All right. So just keep that in mind. Now let's go to the quizzes. You got multiple choice, but you got a carousel, which is again very good when it comes to swiping. It's very swipeable. You have the categories where you pick true or false. You have the chat where it's like where you have you have a question, right? And then the student chooses, or the learner chooses which answer they want to choose, right? What's the best answer, rather. And then you also have a circle your answer where you literally circle the answer in the app. So they make it very interactive. They make the app very interactive. You also have number picker. You have a number dial. You have a lot of different things that you can use. A slider, words, fill in the blank. You have matching. All right. So let's just choose one of these. So, all right, we chose matching. Right. Now you can just match here to here, here to here, here to here. Continue. All right. Oh, that's correct. Okay. Okay. In order to edit that part, we go to this little slide, or the side of the screen rather. All right. Change the title. Let's say we are changing the title. All right. So we could change the title here. Okay. You could actually do an activity where you're matching learning objectives or verbs, right, to a type of learning objective. Okay. So that's an example. This is just one example of a standard lesson. And it's all, you can edit it. Like I said, you can put pictures here. And then they also show you the answer text. You can show create your own answer text, reinforcement for incorrect answers, and encouragement. Time limit, you can have one or not. And then you have the prompt, like, okay, which is down here that says draw a line between each pair. So, it's very clean. And again, this is mobile first. So it's going to look great on mobile, tablet, desktop. Okay. All right. So that's a standard lesson. Now let's go to discussion topic. This is a different type of question here. Now with this discussion topic, you just have a question, right? It was a prompt. And within the app, users are able to add a post. Okay. And in the edited mode, not everything works correctly, but when you actually deploy the course, you'll be able to add a post and you'll be able to see it as a person who is checking the course. All right. And they'll show up here in the discussions. All right. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But the benefit to really having this discussion topic within the lesson, right? You have it within the overall course is because you can contain all of the activities in one and make sure that they're taken and they're completed in a chronological order that you choose. So I think that is very, very, that's great. And they do a good job at just making it super easy to create a course. Now, that's the discussion topic. The next one is the assignment. So you can create an assignment which is similar to the discussion topic, right? But it's an assignment just strictly for one person. Whereas the discussion topic is more so for, another learner to discuss and just explore a topic. These writing assignments are more specific to an individual learner and what they have received, what they really have learned from the course, and you're really testing that knowledge. So that's the essence of the assignment lesson type in Edapp. Now, as you can see, you can do one post and one comment. There can be a comment there, right? And you can use it however you choose. You can actually use it in different ways and be creative. But these are what I'm showing you really is the options. These are just the options that you have within Edapp. Next thing is pretty cool and something that again that back in the day they added this. This is new. Okay. This is called the practical lesson. The practical lesson. And this one is more so where you can use you can use video, you can use audio, and you can upload it here. And once the learner goes in, they'll have to basically create an assessment or do an assessment where again you can make it where they upload an audio or they upload a video, and then you as a facilitator or you as a person assessing the assessment, you get to look at the video or look at the audio. All right, so this is really good for it may be good for a language learning class where you want a student to just recite a phrase or something like that, and you want to figure out, okay, did they have the right pronunciation? Is there something that they need to do better? And it's 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 always great when a teacher can just look at your face and decide and determine, okay, what to say to help you, especially when it comes to learning language. I'm side note, I've been learning Spanish for about 3 years now, actively and passively. So that's why I use that example. Anyways, this lesson type is a very, very good way to assess practical skills. All right. And assess skills while they're in practice, literally. And the last lesson type that I'm going to show right now is the meeting lesson type. And so with this lesson type, you can choose again the location. Like if you have a Zoom link, you can put that here, or you can put the address here, put the start time, start date and time, end date and time, the description of the meeting, and then after the meeting, paste the recording link here so that students that missed it can get it all in one space. So it's very, very, very convenient. And this is actually the type of lesson that I used in Baba B's House of Math that you saw earlier. Now, the next, type of lesson, because there was one more, is an AI generated lesson. So, so I actually want to just do this really quickly to just show you how convenient this tool is. So I'll say Bloom's taxonomy. Let's see. And you create a lesson on Bloom's taxonomy using interactive quizzes to assess knowledge. Okay. Let's put a question mark. I pretty much know it can do that. I'm just being polite to AI, just so they know that I'm polite. You know, they're learning us. We're learning it. All right, and look at it. It's doing great. Yeah, it's photos and everything. And of course, with AI, a rule of thumb is to check it, review it yourself as a human being. All right, so it's done. Let's see what it came up with. Look at that. Understanding and assessing knowledge. Okay, that wasn't specifically the the task, but yeah, I have to adjust the prompt. Let's see. Okay, let's go. All right. Nice. Nice. This is good. This is good. I'm the title can be a little better, but this is good. And of course, we gotta go again, we gotta go through this and make sure it sounds right, sounds correct. But I also like that Edapp is like, hey, we we want your feedback. We want to make this even better as a survey after each of these AI lessons so that you can give your feedback. So this is good. This is really good. All right, so this is the first video within this series. And today you learn how to create a lesson within Edapp, right? You also learned that you can create interactive lessons, written lessons and assignments, practical lessons, discussions, and live meetings. And as a bonus, you saw how to create an AI lesson, right? Just by writing a prompt. So, back to our scenario. You created the learning module, but now it's time to track learning, progress, and engagement in Edapp. Watch the next video in the series to learn how. So, if you are a teacher or a junior instructional designer and you would like to actually receive practical instructional design advice and take strategic action toward excelling in this field, the ID Workgroup is for you. The link is in the description. If you like this video, bless us with a thumbs up, share it with someone you know who would benefit, and show some love with a sub.